Porsche VGT Spyder concept car in VR. Hello there everybody and welcome to OpenFed Gaming. You're listening to the OpenFed. Today we are driving a Porsche VGT Spyder in a Hypercar Parade race. We're driving it at the Autodromo de Interlagos. I hope I pronounced that right. And we're doing 7 laps. We started 16th of 16 cars and we started with a rolling start. Now these laps are decent length, but they're going to go by really quick because we're going pretty fast. And this Porsche Spyder is just an absolute awesome car to drive. Now, with this car, the biggest problem I have is overshooting corners and not braking soon enough. It's really tough because this car's got so much power. Now it's an electric car and it's a little bit different. It doesn't give you the nice throaty sound of a fuel injected race engine, but it does give you a high-pitched whine when you step on it, and I tell you, it really moves. Now the other thing I don't really like about this car that is a real con for me is rear view mirrors. I cannot see what's behind me. Now I know what you're thinking, the OpenFed usually doesn't look anyhow, but I'm trying to get better. And then when I step into a car like this and I have no mirrors, then I kind of feel lost because I'm trying to work on being better at using the mirror. Anyhow, we're going to try and do it without it as we're finishing our very first lap here. Ooh, he didn't want to let me go by. As we're finishing the very first lap right over here. Now, my biggest problem on this track is the corner coming up. This one here is a tight turn to the left, and whenever you come to this corner, cars always give you room on the outside, because when you do that and you try to go past them, you go too fast and you overshoot that corner. And I'm famous for overshooting that corner. I like this track. It runs really nice. It's got a couple of straight sections like this one right here. It's got some nice sweeping turns, so the turns are really easy to take at high speed. And there's a few corners you got to slow down on, and then there's that one OpenFed trouble corner, I like to call it. So we're gonna have to keep our eye out for that. And usually when I start making or having trouble in corners like that is when I've been driving for a while and I start to get a little tired and I start overshooting. Now here on some of these corners here, if you try to stay on the outside of them, sometimes you can power around the outside of them. Not always, but sometimes. And even if you don't, when you go around them on the outside there, it pushes them either to move over or go a little faster or change their style of driving. We might as well get the AI involved as well, right? Now as we're coming around the corner here, and we're stuck behind this yellow Ferrari, but not for long because we are almost finishing our second lap. Now, if you've been watching my videos, then you know that I normally try my best to count the laps. Even that, sometimes I fail at that. But I do my best at counting the laps, but I never even ever bother to count the cars. Never bother, because either you win or you lose, and as long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter what happens. So I just try to drive as hard as I can, do the best I can, and if I end up ahead of everybody a little early, well, then that's the way it goes. Although, as I've mentioned many times before, I don't like being the lead pace car, because being the pace car, obviously, as the name suggests, you have to set the pace, and I don't like doing that because I never know whether I need to go fast or really fast, and especially now without a rearview mirror, I don't know if there's a car right behind me or not. I don't even know if there's a car behind my rear quarter panel because I can't see them. So because of that reason, I don't like to be the pace car. I like to be at least behind 1 or 2 cars, have them lead, and then near the end of the race, see if I can pass them with a lap or 2 left to go. That's usually my strategy. But in the meantime, like this race here, we got 7 laps. So the first 5, I'd like to try and catch up to the front pack. And as you can see, there's still quite a few cars in front of me here. We still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right in front of me. And we are coming up to the end. I believe this is the end, yeah. When you come up around that corner, you go up the hill, and that'll be the end of the third lap already. Yeah, that's the third lap already. Wow, that's quick. So there's only 4 laps left to go. We're nearing up to halfway through the race already. Well, we still got 4 right in front of us that we can see, and we don't know how many more there are ahead of that. So, but it's still early in the race. We still got a ways to go. So we're gonna try and see if we can sneak by these 2 guys here, but that's just not gonna happen. They're blocking me out pretty good as we go over. Well, we might as well, when they do stuff like that, there is no point in trying to squeeze around them or getting excited or driving chaotic. What I do is I just wait until you get to a point like right here, and then you can pass both of them. You didn't really lose that much time because you didn't sit behind them that long, and anytime you did lose, you caught up already. So here we are now into about halfway through the race, I would say. Halfway through the race. And we got, ooh, there's a car way up ahead there, and 2 right in front of us. So halfway through the race, 3 to go for sure. And we don't know if there's any more. But we will find that out as we continue along here. And here we are with almost the 4th lap being done. See, sometimes you can power around them, and then you end up being on the inside of them, right? So then you get squeezed by them like that. But other than that, I usually just sit behind them on this particular track until we get to the straight sections. I just play with going around them like that once in a while. And sometimes they go really slow. And when they do, there's no point in sitting behind them. You might as well pass them too, right? I'm not going to go slow just to not be the pace car. Then we might as well pass them and be the pace car. So as we're coming up around the corner here, we're finishing our fourth lap. So 3 left to go after this lap. And here we come up to our problem corner again. That's a little bit on the wide side. Oh, and I see one more car way up ahead on the track. We're gonna have to try and catch up. Now we got this little straight section here, and boy, I tell you, you can just really make this car go. Look at that, we're gonna hit, we almost hit 300 kilometers an hour, but we had to slow down or we wouldn't have been able to make the corner. What an absolutely awesome track and an awesome car to drive. Like I said, they gotta think about putting some rear view mirrors, maybe up on the fenders like the Mazda Mamiya has, you know? A couple of nice little rear view mirrors on the fenders. That'd be awesome, so you can see what's behind you. But for now, all we have to worry about is what's in front of us, and it looks like there's 1 car. Now this guy might be the lead car because he was quite a ways ahead, and it doesn't look like there's anybody in front of him. So I'm thinking, well, we haven't seen anybody yet. We'll wait till we get to the grandstand. If we get up there and we still haven't seen any other cars, because we're going pretty good, I'm thinking we might be the lead car. But we'll find out pretty quick here, because when we're done here, we got 2 more laps to go. This will be our 5th lap done up here. Right. Yeah, I don't think there's any other cars, but now we got to be careful of this bad corner again. So we're going to try, and like I said, these guys, they don't force you, but they give you room on the outside, and then you take it, and this is what happens. Ooh, just barely managed to stay on the track. See, you lost a little bit of time, which you catch back up again. So I haven't lost anything, but if I would have slowed down a little bit more around that corner, then I wouldn't have had to even worry about trying to catch up the little bit of time that I lost, because I would have still been right behind him. Either way, we got past him, but had I driven right off the track, because I'd gone a little bit faster, then there would have been more problems, because then other cars behind me could have been passing. So keep that in mind once you get near the front of the pack, and like I said, I think we're leading at the moment, and when you're leading, There's the pace car issue again. I find it better to slow down a little bit more around the corners when you're leading, because you can make up any time you lose around the corners on the straights. So your position in the lead will stay safe, but that's not what happens. When the Opafed drives, very seldom does he slow down a little just because he's in the lead. And every once in a while it gets him into trouble. But that's good, because when that happens, it teaches you to slow down just a little bit. You don't have to go quite as fast as driving like a maniac to win the race. You can still slow down a little bit. But what I mean is, when you're going too fast and you don't know how to set the pace, like this happens. Now, I should have slowed down way earlier, and I didn't. So I know better. I know I shouldn't be doing it, so it was my own fault, my own mistake, but luckily enough, I didn't run way off the track and lost any time. So we'll try to correct that for the next time, but it didn't take away from any of the enjoyment of running this race. It was just absolutely awesome. I like driving this car. It really handles the track well and is a joy to drive, except for the rear view mirrors. The track is awesome, flows really nice, and gives you one little trouble spot, which is what it should do, because it teaches you to not take corners for granted, like this one here that I just went through. I really enjoyed this one. I hope you did too, and I hope to see you back at OpenFed Gaming again real soon. Until then, you've been driving in a Porsche VGT Spyder concept car with me as your driver, the OpenFed.